G'day you good motherfuckers, the Buttsman here, and what a great day it is to be an Australian, because finally this country is being recognised for something that we've worked hard on for many a generation. We are officially the drunkest country on earth. Huzzah! Us Aussies, we proudly live as borderline alcoholics from a very young age. You see, ladies and gentlemen, we're first introduced to alcohol here on the back of our clothesline, known as the Hills Hoist, with a big bag of box wine known as Goon, and we are put in a position where we either sink or swim. We drown or we drink, ladies and gentlemen, and we drink that Goon, we smash it, and then we're blind fucking drunk for the very first time. And that's how we learn the Australian way. By the age of 18, the legal drinking age here, we are very used to waking up in the mornings hungover as fuck, looking for water desperately like Maddie McCann's parents looking for a new babysitter. We need it, we're desperate for it, and when we find it, we consume it. But then we think about our next drink, because we're fucked. Our hangover realizations don't end there. You look at your phone, you see your text, you think, oh, Jesus fucking Christ, now I've got to deal with that. Then you get up, you look at the laundry basket, it's full of piss. How did it get full of fucking piss? It turns out at 4 o'clock in the morning you got up and pissed in it, which, ladies and gentlemen, I did that quite a bit as a young man. In fact, one wedding I went to with my entire family, my mother and father were staying in one room, my brothers and I, my 4 brothers and I, were staying in the other room, and we woke up in the morning to my young brother Jonas crying, very upset because I allegedly pissed on him. Fucking get over it, pussy. One of my fondest memories. But where does this story that we're talking about today come from? Well, it's from The Guardian. Risky levels. Australia is the drunkest country in the world, survey finds. While the French, drank most times a week, Australians surveyed got drunk an average of 27 times a year. Yeah, I mean, it's a long year. Almost double the global average. Double that. Attaboys. Good shit, gents. Good shit. Going hard. That's how I like it. Drink your worries away, you fucking legend. But ladies and gentlemen, I tell you what, before this video goes any further, we're going to talk about healthiness, all right? Because this video is brought to you by the great people at HelloFresh. Righto, ladies and gentlemen, HelloFresh and I have teamed up. We're going to make some Aussie spice chicken burgers with caramelized onion and wedges. Now, the great thing about HelloFresh is they actually send you all of these fresh ingredients straight to your door. Ladies and gentlemen, what you want to do is you want to preheat your oven, because we're going to put the burger buns and the wedges in there as well. But I like to put it into my air fryer. I just think it cooks chips and wedges much better. Then we're going to thinly slice our gorgeous little onion. Ooh, look at this. Very, very nice. And we're going to slice up our tomatoes because they're going to go on the burger as well. Now's the very important part. Don't forget to slice your little chicken breast in half. That's going to cut it nicely into steaks. Now we're going to grab a medium bowl, add in the spice, some olive oil, some salt, some pepper, and then the chicken, and we're going to coat it all up. Look at that. Massaging it. Beautiful. When that's done, we're going to caramelize the onion. Make sure it's all ready to go. Cook the onion 5 or 6 minutes until it's soft. We're going to add some balsamic vinegar and some brown sugar with a bit of water, and then we're going to cook until it's dark and sticky, ladies and gentlemen. And then we're going to throw our chicken on. You don't have to cook this long at all. 2 to 4 minutes each side. That's all we're talking. Now it's time to bake the burger buns. Doesn't take long at all, maybe 3 minutes. Cut them up, put on some of the beautiful dill and parsley mayonnaise, top with a bit of the Aussie spice chicken, some caramelized onion, some mixed salad leaves, and the tomato slices. Serve with the wedges. And remember, all of this comes in the HelloFresh box. Ladies and gentlemen, absolutely delicious. This is one of the best meals I've ever had. Use the link down below, hellofresh.com.au/HelloIsaac, and make sure you use that code HelloIsaac, because it's going to give you $140 off your order. That's unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you support those who support us. Yummo. Right, let's get back into it. An international survey found Australians drank to the point of drunkenness on average 27 times a year, almost double the global average of 15. Almost a quarter of Australians reported feeling regret for becoming intoxicated. Well, it turns out a quarter of Australians are fucking big fucking sooks. On average, Australians drank alcohol in line with the global average of 2 nights a week and become heavily drunk about once every 2 weeks. That's not too bad, right? Particularly, it depends on your age too. Like if you're 20, then that's actually, you're not having a go, right? You're not having a fucking go. But if you're 40, Maybe I hate your missus. The French topped that metric, drinking around 3 times a week. Yeah, it makes sense. They're dickheads and the French are painful to be around. Imagine how much it would suck being one. Yeah, I'd be drinking all week as fucking well. Now, I'd just like to say this. I don't drink as much as I used to. I used to play rugby league, and the whole thing with playing a sport at that age is you just get blind drunk. You turn into a fucking alcoholic. It's good fun as a young dude. I don't drink much anymore. With the podcast, Cancer Me Now podcast that's out every week, I tend to drink more than I used to because Bluey and I get stuck into a couple of whiskeys on that. But other than that, I'm relatively good these days. I also drink on stage, which is normally pretty fun, although one night, I think it was in, where was it, Fremantle over in Western Australia, I kept drinking doubles of whiskey on stage, and I kept getting new doubles and doubles and doubles, and I spent an hour and 40 minutes on stage just in a fucking drunken haze. So if you got tickets to that, congratulations. What a shit fight. Australian participants also tripled the global average on seeking emergency care for their drinking. Yeah, they're all 18-year-old chicks getting their stomach pumped, getting rid of those vodka cruisers and mixed with jizz. Obviously, vodka cruisers mixed with jizz. What a delicious combo. But I think a lot of these numbers were actually due to COVID. People were stuck in their homes. They didn't know what to do. They couldn't see their friends and families. So they turned to the bottle because of a lot more anxiety. And alcohol is an anti-anxiolytic, if you didn't know. So perhaps if you know someone in your life that drinks every single night, you may look at them and go, oh, you've got an anxiety disorder that you treat with alcohol. Oh, cool. But there's one thing I found with this study that I thought was a bit fucked. They didn't explain why Australians are drunk all the time. And ladies and gentlemen, as the official fucking, the people's champ of Australia, I want to go out and on a limb and say there are many reasons that we get blind fucking drunk, and I'm going to list some of them for you right fucking now. It's fucking hot, all right? That's why we get pissed all the time, because it's fucking hot. It is so hot in Australia. It's about to go into summer here. It is ridiculous. You know, anytime you cook something with cheese in it, you know that molten cheese? Well, that's Australia every fucking day. Even in winter, it's fucked. And there's nothing better than spending all day in the boiling fucking sun being a mad Australian than getting home, having a couple of tinnies with the boys, right? And then fucking doing it all again the next day. It's beautiful. Regrettably though, the sun is very strong here and everyone here has skin cancer. I am currently 40% skin cancer. Sad face, but let's have a beer. Also, did I mention it's not just the sun, but we are constantly in danger here. We all have PTSD from all the animals and shit that are desperately trying to fucking take our lives. It's not even animals, it's the sand. You ever walk on the sand in summer in Australia? Your feet burn to the bone. And as you get in the ambulance while you're walking around with your melted fucking feet, a big great white fucking shark jumps out of the water, tries to suck your dick, and then there's a funnel web spider in its ass. It crawls out, grabs onto your cock and balls, and squeals and says, I won't let it go until you give me $50. And then there's a fucking redback and a brown snake up your butthole. It's a terrible time to be alive. Australia is horrifying, exhausting, and that's why we drink. But they aren't the most terrifying animals. Fucking magpies. These little black and white domestic terrorists flying around trying to take your eyes out. That's horrifying. Hey! They are the birds of Satan. You know the Westboro Baptist Church, these guys who hold out the signs that say God hates fags. Horrible pieces of shit. They actually recently moved to Australia and now they have signs out that says God hates mags. And I agree. So that's why we drink. Because magpies are everywhere trying to fuck you up. Oh, and did I mention tourists? You people make me sick. I don't know how you end up at one of the most famous beaches in Australia, Bondi Beach, turn up there with your sunscreen and your board shorts and you're ready for a swim, and then you jump in the water and you realise you never fucking learn how to swim. What's wrong with you people? No wonder we drink. Americans come here too. Drive on the wrong side of the road. Shoot up the schools. No wonder we drink. Oh, and then there's drop bears. The drop bears, they find people who don't drink and they sexually attack them. Drop bears are around every corner here in Australia. They're vicious creatures, and you know what happens? They hold you down. They drop out of the trees, hold you down, and then they rub their dirty little foreskins in your face, right? Yeah, sure, it smells like eucalyptus and is a bit relaxing, but it's gross. That's why we drink. New Zealanders, that's why we drink as well. Our retarded cousins over the ditch, you are why we drink. I was recently in New Zealand. The shit that comes out of you people's mouth. Jandals, chili bins, Kia Rio. Everyone says Kia Rio to everybody when they meet them in the streets. Kia Rio, Kia Rio. Why? It's a car. God, you make me sick, New Zealand. That's why we drink. Abby Chatfield. That's why we drink. Clementine Ford. That's why we drink. Scott Morrison. That's why we drink. The new Wiggles, that's why we drink. Female podcast, that's why I drink. Going to work, that's why we drink. You have a higher chance of being a fat dude and picking up a Victoria's Secret model than buying a house in Australia. That's why we drink. Fucking flies. They're why we drink. Internet speeds, they're fucking AIDS, that's why we drink. We drink to make people more attractive, that's why we drink. According to this list from Butterfield about the worst things about Australia, number 20, putting up with idiots, destroying the environment and being racist. Violence towards women is so rife, there's a lot of fuckwit white male culture hangover here, and it really holds us back from being proud about ourselves. Dickheads like that. That's why we drink. Birthdays, weddings, funerals, that's why we drink. Ladies and gentlemen, we are a proud nation of getting on the piss, but I tell you what, we get up and we go to work the next day regardless. And I tell you this about Australian men. We can have 100 beers and we can still get a stiffy. Ladies and gentlemen, be a good motherfucker. Peace to the Middle East. Me dick stinks. Toodle-wop, wop, 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 wop.